Yo, it's me, CSCOTT, baby, and I'm here to give you my review for the 2004 film Cellular, starring Chris Evans, Kim Basinger, Jason Statham, William H. Macy, and is directed by David R. Ellis. I don't have a case for it. You guys saw that it was, I showed you in one of my Blu-ray haul videos that it was cheaper just to buy the DVD than... Okay, so a little history with this movie. About shortly after it came out on DVD, this was around the time that DVD players, my family anyway, was getting DVD players. My grandma got one, and then my mom got one for the living room, or my grandma got her one, or something like that. Eventually, I got one for my bedroom. And it came out in 2004, it was 2005, and they would rent movies to watch time and time again, and this was one of them. I saw bits and pieces of it, and then I watched it. My grandma rented it or something, and I watched it there with them, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good, but I kind of just, okay, that was good. Didn't go out and buy it. Didn't think of it. I had a job at this point. 2005, I was working. My junior year of high school. Same place I've been working since then. It was kind of sad now. But, I just remember I really liked it, but I didn't go out my way to try to find it again or anything. And then about 2010-ish, it was on TV or the Flix channel. That's what it was. It was on Flix, and I saw Cellular, and I'm like, this sounds familiar. And I clicked it, and it was only maybe 20 minutes in, and I was like, yeah, I remember this. So I said, most of them, this movie is fucking good. And by 2010, it wasn't out anywhere, and I didn't have any means to try to get it. I thought about getting it from the library, but this time I was done with the library. So I never really, tried to get it. There was times I tried to get a Blu-ray, which I still might eventually do, so it's in a case. And so I really wanted to watch it again, and it's never on TV anymore. And so when I ordered a bunch of those action movies, right? I did a big action movie haul or whatever. And it was one of them. But because it was cheaper, it was cheaper without the case. It was like $3. Or if it was with the case, it'd be $5. And I only had $5 to my name, maybe less, on there. And they have tax. So the $3 one plus tax was, worked out fine. And so I had no case, but at least I get to watch it, right? So I've been sitting here for about 3 minutes yapping about history with it. You're sitting there going, what the hell's the movie about? Well, here we go. A woman named Jessica is kidnapped and stashed by this group of people and stashed in her safe house. They destroy the landline phone, it was 2004, that's in there, and she messes with it so she can make a call out to a random person, which happens to be Chris Evans' character, Ryan, who is roped into this, trying to save her and her family, and he can't let the phone drop. One problem with that is he's got a crappy piece of shit Nokia phone from back in 2004. You know how crappy those things were. You remember those, right? It's not like now where we have the regular phones. It's probably about the size of this one. And I had this for years, and it worked great. Not the best, but, it's reliable, I call it. It's about this size. It was a little Nokia thing, had that ringtone, do, whatever. Once you hear that ringtone, you think, oh, that's a Nokia, or whatever you pronounce it. And he has that little phone. And the whole thing of him doing this is nowadays you probably wouldn't get this, but he's got to maintain the phone call, right? So he can't, so he could try to save these people, this family. And he goes to the cops to get help. He's not believed. And, these people, everything, and, So, first of all, I want to say is that the performances in this film, for a film that's not very well known, that's not, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this movie, the performances are on point. From Kim Basinger, Jason Statham with an American accent, William H. Macy, who, for God's sake, I know he's won some awards, I looked it up, but he, to me, is one of the most underappreciated actors out there. He's never gotten an Academy Award for his performances, and he's great in this. And even Chris Evans, who we know now is a great actor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and other movies, Knives Out, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm going to. Got to buy the Blu-ray. But back this point, he was primarily known as the guy from another teen movie. And in the same year this came out, mind you, the same year this came out, another movie also came out called Fantastic Four, which he was also in. And while I don't mind that movie, and I don't mind him as Johnny Storm, seeing him as that, goofy guy, Johnny Storm, going to this in the same year, I'm surprised he hasn't become a bigger action star. As you could say, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but to me, I don't count superheroes as action movies. Kind of a superhero movies, different category for me. So this movie, my God, I love this movie. I do, and to the point where there's a scene where he has to go save Jessica's son, and in the middle of this, it's a timely situation where he's got to get to this kid, and he's got to make sure that the kid is safe. They do a joke that, for me, works, even in this situation. Because it's kind of funny, but he's also trying to be serious, and it's this. Her name is Jessica Martin. And when he asks what the son's name is, she says it's Ricky. And he goes, "Your son's name is Ricky Martin?" And I remember being like, "Wait, what?" And he's yelling out, "Ricky Martin! Ricky Martin! Ricky Martin!" And it's like, do people think he's looking for a kid or actually looking for Ricky Martin? I like that subtle little joke they put in there. Like I said, the performances in this movie are great. Kim Basinger, and I only really know her from a few films that I've seen: Batman, 8 Mile, and bits and pieces of what I've seen of The Real McCoy. And I think she's great. And like William H. Macy has a great performance. There's this scene, right? So he goes to Jessica's house and he meets this woman who says she's Jessica. And and he talks to her and says, "Oh, no, I'm Jessica. I didn't call no cops," and she has an accent. So later, because Ryan goes to the police department and talks to Mooney, or William H. Macy, about this. And so that's why he goes to check it out. So later, he's getting a face massage thing with his wife, with a face mask or whatever, or deep exfoliation or whatever you call it. And he sees the news story about Ryan stole this rich guy's car, and he's involved with something at the school. He's out there. He robbed a electronics store to get a phone charger, and this is all over the news. And the jackass whose Porsche he stole is on this because he's jackass. I mean, and this guy's an actor who knows how to play a jackass. So it's not like you can get pissed off because this guy is great at playing a jackass. You've probably seen him in stuff like Suits. If you saw the actor, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know his name, but he's great at portraying an asshole, a jackass, whatever you need. And it's the scene where Ryan has stolen a security car from the high school, from the children's school, which they have those. I don't know, in 2004. I don't know. But he's driving, and along the way, his piece of shit phone gets interconnected with this Porsche driver's phone. And Jessica also connects to it, and she's trying to tell this guy that she's in danger, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm a lawyer, and I can tell when someone's bullshitting me, lady. Get the fuck off my phone." I'm just like, you're a lawyer, so you're a professional, you can tell when someone's bullshitting you. I think you're bullshitting yourself, pal. I think you're a terrible lawyer. He's talking to, first of all, he's on the phone talking to someone, we don't know who, about how this car is going to get him all the ass he needs. And then he finds out, and then he was like, "Hold on, Mom." I'm like, "Mom, you're talking to your mom about getting ass?" This guy is the personification of an asshole, and that's why I love this character. You know what I'm saying? What? What, you love an asshole? This actor is so great at portraying an asshole that it's like, yes, he's good at what he does. You hate this guy. I mean, I hate the character. The actor's great. That's the way this actor is. Even later when I show him on the the news, he's telling the story about everything that happened, but you can tell he still doesn't believe. Oh, he's talking to some chick named Jessica who's apparently been kidnapped. And that's when Mooney's sitting there and he's watching this, coming full circle this, he's watching this, and he's like, he just kind of, and he goes over and he grabs the phone and he calls like the operator and he asks for the number for, the residence. He gets the number, he calls the phone, and he goes to the voicemail and he hears Jessica's voice. And he kind of just listens to it, he hangs it up. And this is where William H. Macy's really good. He sits there, stands there, and slowly just starts to wipe the gunk off his face. And he stops and he goes, she had an accent. Like, you could see the wheels in his head were ticking around in there, starting to make him think, wait a minute, something's not right here. The woman I talked to earlier who claimed to be Jessica Martin had an accent. This woman on the phone from Jessica, on the voice message from Jessica Martin's house, did not. That gets him to go investigate this thing. I love that scene. Because I'm standing watching, and I forgot about it. I'm standing watching, I'm like, oh, you're thinking, it's a great scene. It shows you the acting prowess of William H. Macy, that he could portray that like that. And Eric Christian Olsen is this. I think Chris Evans and Eric Christian Olsen were friends in real life. I mean, they were in that None of movie together. But they were in this together. Eric Christian Olsen is like a cameo. He pops up here and there. But one of the worst characters in this is Jessica Biel's character. Natalie, or I don't know. It's his character's girlfriend. It's Ryan's girlfriend. And they have a little bit of an argument at the beginning, like something like he's immature or something like that. Typical early 2000s girlfriend shtick. And he was supposed to do something for her, but because he's been doing this to save people's lives, he hasn't been there. Now, before I continue, I have to explain something. There's a twist in this, and it's interesting because I decided I would put together my top 10, 15, 20 plot twists, depending on how many I can find, and kind of put a countdown for that, maybe even 10. And I didn't realize this had a little bit of a plot twist. I probably won't use it. It would probably be an honorable mention, but I'm going to tell you right now. There's a couple plot twists in this, and one of them is not surprising in the least bit, but the first one is Ryan goes to the airport to get Jessica's husband, and she says he's wearing a Laker jacket. He finds a guy wearing a Laker jacket, shoves him in the bathroom with a phone, and then the guy comes out and says, this is my wife. My name is Ed. My wife's name is Mary or something like that. It's not the right guy. So these bad guys get him. And they're going, the thing is, before this though, they're going through the security check online, because this is post 9/11, and he's reaching into his pockets to put things away, and he realizes he has a gun that he took from earlier in the film, so he slides underneath one of the bad guys' jackets, and when they see that go through, they stop the guy, and it's revealed, plot twist, that these guys are actually cops. Right? It's a decent plot twist, but I always got pissed at this part, because it's like, that just gives the excuse for them to be able to get the husband. That's all it does. Making them cops makes it easier for them to get to the husband, and that's bullshit. I've always thought that Ryan should have got to the husband first, and then it's Ryan and the husband trying to save the wife and the son. That's what it should have been. And then William H. Macy comes along to help at the end. Doesn't do that because the bad guys get the entire fucking family, which always pisses me off. But watching it this time, like, it makes sense to have Evans and Macy be the ones at the end saving the day, not vice versa. So it's revealed that they're cops, and it's revealed that they did something wrong, like they murdered someone, and the husband caught it on camera, and so they want the footage so there's no proof of what they did, and Ryan gets a hold of the footage eventually, and after William H. Macy figures out what's going on, he shows up at the house, and he accidentally kills the female police officer, pretending to be Jessica Martin. And he's still confused because he has no idea exactly what's going on. She just says she was a police officer and then she dies. So this detective comes in, who right away, as soon as you see him, because the actor, which I'm not sure, I haven't seen anything else, but as soon as I saw him, I'm like, okay, he's in on it too. Just the way that he acted. I remember when I first watched it, I'm like, he's in on it too. And that's another plot twist they put in there too, that he's in on it, and I'm just like, no, he's in on it too. And he comes in and he talks to Macy, and Macy tells him she was saying her name was Jessica Martin, and I'm confused. And eventually he tricks Macy into coming with him because Ryan is going to is setting up something at the pier, and he's got a hood over. He's got the wireless thing, so no one can see him talking on their phone, which is smart. But then they say that everyone's talking on their phone, so it's kind of moot. But and William H. Macy, or Mooney, which is his character's name, can point him out because he saw him earlier. And so the detective and Mooney, they go to the pier. All the other bad guys are there too. And Jason Statham, by the way, actually does a pretty good American accent in this, which is great. And this is the one, like one of the two parts. The one part, the twist with the cops, I didn't care for. This time I get it because it extends the film more. But I didn't like it. And this part I didn't like either because it's another plot point for for them to keep the movie just rolling. Is, Ryan is on his phone, he's got the hood on, he's talking to him, trying to negotiate, and Jessica Biel's character comes up, pulls the hood off, starts yelling at him, and they can hear that over the phone. Jason Statham can hear it over the phone. And it makes points about, that's him! And they come up, and, one thing about this too is, why didn't Ryan say anything? Like, when the guy shows up, he's just like, I know he says, say something and I'll kill you or something like that, but I don't know. And so they ask who the girl is, and he says, I never met her before. First of all, the thing is, Jason Statham heard her yelling at him over the phone. Clearly, they've met before. And Statham never questions this. They're taking him in and stuff, and Jason's never like, it was the girl. I can't do an American accent. It was a girl. What girl? The girl that was yelling at him. She's got to be connected to him, right? A witness, she's a witness to this. This guy just grabs him and takes him away. And they said earlier that, oh, we've seen their faces, we're all dead. She saw his face. I know that Ryan said, oh, I never met her before to protect her. But still, she was standing right there. They took him away. And when he ends up dead, theoretically, she could say, well, she went off with this guy who looks just like that detective right there. And she can point out him and the other guy that pointed out. And when Mooney, because they were going to kill Mooney, she'll say, oh, well, that detective with the mustache? Yeah, Mooney? Yeah, he went off with that detective. And, oh, my boyfriend went off with that guy. Two cops, same precinct. Or two cops that have met before, linked at the same place at the same time. Yeah, she's a witness. And they just, whether or not she knew Ryan or not, she was there. She saw their faces. She could connect them. But they just let her go. And then she shows up at the end at the she's got this look on her face too. When, like, they have an argument, whatever, before, and when he says he never heard before in his life, she has this puppy dog crying look on her face. Like, it's the worst thing in the world that he said that. He's trying to protect you, by the way, lady. I'm just saying. Jessica Biel is a good actress, but here it's just kind of like, meh. And this was after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake came out, which was a good movie, in my opinion. And she's good in it. But here, it's just like she's a whiny college-age girl. Because they say he's about 20. He was 23 when he made this movie, but fast for younger. Anyway, this leads to a shootout when Macy... Oh, no. I got confused. Ryan goes with the detective guy, and Macy goes with another guy. And when Macy overhears on the radio, or Mooney hears on the radio what's going on, he attacks this guy, takes the gun, and goes off to help Ryan. And they end up together in this little shack or whatever, fighting the detective. And, fighting, because the detective takes off. Detective takes him to Statham, and they're fighting off against Statham, and they end up winning in the end. And then the detective's just going to get off scot-free and all this, but Ryan has it on his little Nokia PO shit phone, which I don't know if they had video capabilities, but it's on there apparently. It had video capabilities, showing the footage that this detective was involved with it. And like this line at the end too, like his girlfriend's there, but he sees Jessica and they walk over together and she kisses him on the cheek and she says, if there's anything I could ever do. And he says, I know one thing. Don't ever call me again. And she laughs because it's a little bit of a joke, but it's like, he's there by chance and he rescues her. This movie it's a great movie and I don't hear enough about this movie. Seriously. You guys need to check this out. Give it a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect. It has those couple things I didn't like. But they were just spread out the runtime. How long is this thing anyway, by the way? Does it say? No, it doesn't. There were times where they said, New Line Cinema, 9 out of 10. So before I go, I just want to say one thing. I know I said last night that I was going to do Leprechaun Returns today as well, but here's the thing. I've been meaning to clean up my kitchen. I've been doing my dishes. I got those done, but almost done. Earlier, I was in a watch party on Facebook. They were playing a bunch of Boy Meets World clips. It made me want to check out more. So I there's this montage or compilation of Boy Meets World stuff on YouTube. You should check it out. And it's from all the seasons, and I was just sitting there watching it. And every time I would get up to go do something in the kitchen, another something happened. I'd come in and I'd sit down and I'd watch it, and then get up doing it. Eventually I got sick of doing it, so I just sat there and watched. And I ended up wasting time. Almost 2 hours of it. And there was just maybe more. And then I popped this in afterwards. As a result, I'm a little behind on other stuff. And I want to finish doing the kitchen. I need to do another walkthrough video for you guys, and by then I'm gonna have to vacuum again. And just, with that. But tomorrow, definitely, Leprechaun Returns and the ranking. So tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to squeeze in Lucky the Irish if I can. Maybe. So until then, like, share, and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.